Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Elisa and you're watching the Art Occultist. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Today we are doing another video of our deck diaries series. This is an ongoing series where I do a review of the decks in my tarot collection. I have quite a few tarot decks and yeah, I decided that it's a good idea to film reviews of what I have, how I use them, etc. So today we are talking Rider-Waite Smith decks. Those are all of my Rider-Waite Smith tarot decks that I use, and I use for very specific things. I have 7 decks here on the table. And yeah, I want to speak to you a little bit about each and every one of them, how I use them, what I like about them, what I dislike about them, etc. So yes, I know this may look a bit excessive to have so much of the seemingly the same deck, but I also read professionally for other people, and to be quite honest, I really like to have different decks for myself and for client readings. I don't like to mesh the energies between myself and other people, so I have personal decks and decks that I use only for other people. And the majority of the decks here on the table I use for professional readings, but yeah, I'll explain that as I move through each and every deck. The first tarot deck here that I want to speak about is the Rider-Waite. This is a mass market deck, and it's a very fun recoloring of the traditional Rider-Waite Smith tarot. I like the coloration, I like how funky it is, I like the feel of this deck, and it's a good substitute for whenever I feel bored with the traditional coloration of the Rider-Waite Smith. I really like the backs. I think that they're very elegant, very simple. The only thing that I slightly dislike about that deck is, once again, the back side. Even though it's very elegant, very simple in terms of its design, it's very white and it's very easily it can get dirty very easily if you're not careful, etc. But yeah, the Rider-Waite, I really love this deck. I really love this version of the Rider-Waite Smith. It's very fun, it's very funky, and yeah, I adore it. I use this one for client readings. The next one is this one. This is the Centennial by US Games. By the way, this is also by US Games if you're curious. The Centennial is on a more stiffer cardstock and the colors are more muted. And it looks more vintagey. This is the first tarot deck that I used to communicate with Hekate. And for a while there, this was the only tarot deck that I used in my communication with her. Since then, I've expanded, and this deck has become a working deck for other people, especially when I do Hekate readings for other people and personal readings for other people with Hekate. I really love the feel. The cardstock is very buttery, but it's not the easiest to reshuffle. And yeah, I don't think that there's anything that I dislike about this particular version of the Rider-Waite Smith. It's mass market, it's affordable, and it's stunning. It's classic, and I love it. The next version is this one this is by AGM. This is the bluebacks version. I really like the coloration and the sharpness of the images in this deck. The thing that I don't like about this particular version is the font, because those two versions, the Rider-Waite and the Centennial, they use the original Pixie letters font, and this one is in German, and even if you get the English version, the font is still not the original Pixie Pixie letters handwriting. But yeah, the coloration is very crisp. I like how it looks on the table. It's very clear. It gives very clear readings. All of those decks do that. This particular copy I only use for clients on the psychic hotlines, because there the types of readings are slightly different from the readings that I do for my other private clients. And yeah, I like to have a separate deck for the hotlines, and I use this bad boy for that, only for that. The next is the standard flat bag by US Games. This is their plastic version. And this is one of my all-time favorite versions of the Rider-Waite Smith. It's very bright in terms of the coloration. It's plastic, so you cannot damage it easily. I carry it everywhere with me. I have 3 copies of this deck. One I carry in my bag. This one in particular I only use to connect with Lord Ganesha. And I have a backup copy of this one. And yeah, it's my favorite Rider-Waite Smith version up to date. The next one is this one. This version I created myself. It's available on Make Playing Cards if you're curious. I've edged it myself. If you buy it, it doesn't come with those green edges. And it's a collage type of version of the Rider-Waite Smith tarot deck. I used digital collage. It's digital collage. I used Pixie's artwork, and I collaged that on top of photography, landscapes, etc. And it's a version I did a few years ago. I use this for clients. They all tend to really enjoy the imagery, and it's just a fresh take on the traditional Rider-Waite Smith if you get bored with the traditional. And I do quite a lot of readings, so I like the diversity of choice. And for my professional readings, I tend to gravitate towards using only Rider-Waite Smith decks, because I am the most proficient in reading Rider-Waite, because this is the system and the deck that I learned on. So it's my comfort space, and yeah, I like to use it for other people for that reason. And this particular deck I use only for that. Okay. The next version is also from Make Playing Cards. This version I only have for collector's sake. I don't use it, and I just simply keep it because it's a piece of tarot history, if you will. This is the Roses and Lilies facsimile from 1909. This is by Conrad Stein. He scanned an original copy of the 1909 Roses and Lilies, and he put it on Make Playing Cards so that people can purchase a copy. And yeah, this is a piece of tarot history. I also have a comparison between this deck and the Centennial on the channel if you're curious, because this is on a, it's a bit more expensive than the Centennial, and people were curious to see a comparison so that they could make a decision which one they wanted in their collection. And if you're one of those people, you can go ahead and watch this comparison video. But yeah, this is the Roses and Lilies 1909 from Make Playing Cards by Conrad Stein. I love it, but I don't use it. It's a collector's item. The last deck that I want to speak about today is this little guy. This is the Diverse Rider-Waite Smith Tarot. This is the first edition. This deck is also created by me. There's a full flip through on the channel from this deck and this deck. Both of them have a full flip through if you want to see all of the cards. Since then, I've released a second edition. The backs are slightly different, and it's on better cardstock, the second edition. But yeah, this is another recoloration that I did of the traditional pixie artwork. And I've used my understanding of the elements and the chakra association, and I kept those in mind when I recolored it, so it has an additional layer in terms of the colors that are used in each and every card. And yeah, I also kept the original lettering of Pixie, her handwriting. It was very important to me to keep that on the cards. And yeah, the Diverse Rider-Waite Smith, it's available on Make Playing Cards. This particular copy I also use for client readings only. And I have another one that I use only for myself. So those are all of my Rider-Waite Smith decks in my collection up to date. I cherish each and every one of them. And yeah, you may ask how many Rider-Waite Smith decks do you need? And honestly, you need only one, but I use all of those for different things. And having variety keeps my practice interesting and I don't get bored. So yeah, that's my reasoning for having so many. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Once again, my name is Elisa. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. The Rider-Waite Smith is my favorite system of all three, and that's pretty much what I want to say about it. If you're curious, I do offer personal readings. I'm a deck creator, as you saw, and I have a membership space open on my coffee shop. All of those things are going to be linked in the description box down below if you want to check them out. And also, if you made it to the end of this video, please comment in the comment section down below. Tell me which version of the Rider-Waite Smith is your favorite. Is it one of those that I showed you? Do you have another version that you like to use? And yeah, tell me. I'm very curious to hear from all of you. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.